What is up, my guys? Benoit here, and welcome to Tactical Fellowship. Go ahead, hit that like button if this makes you feel like this. And why not subscribe if, just like me, you've got a brother with an AK who thinks you're an idiot? Well, like many of you, the modern pistol brace and permissible forms of firing finally got me interested in an AR pistol build. The 300 Blackout AR pistol really started checking off the boxes of what I was looking for next. Also, like many of you, I didn't have a pile of cash sitting around, so it actually took me a couple years of piecing together components before I really had this boomstick in its final form here. Which looks like an Aero Precision M4E1 complete lower, a Magpul Mo K2 grip, the LaRue MBT2S trigger, a Gen ST non-rotating trigger pin set by K&S Precision, and a bad lever that was loose on the paddle, so check the link above if you've ever had that problem too. I'll show you how to fix that. And then there's an SBA3 brace bringing up the rear by SB Tactical. The upper is a BCM 9-inch barrel chambered in 300 Blackout with an 8-inch key mod rail. Sitting on that rail system is a rail scale carve and mini dot rail covers. The bolt carrier is from Ballistic Advantage, charged by a Strike Industries charging handle and covered with the Strike Industries aluminum dust cover. The business end sports an old Surefire M952 held on with a Haley Strategic Thorntail connected to a Surefire SR07 pressure switch. Forward of that is the ScalarWorks Peak fixed front sight, and there on the tippy tip is a Surefire flash hider. On the top, I got a Trijicon MRO 2 MOA red dot held in place by the ScalarWorks Leap MRO mount in the lower third height, and a Griffin Armament M2 rear sight sits behind that. Well, with that out of the way, let's dive into it, and let's start with the lower receiver. I really like this. It's marked multi-caliber. Multi-caliber is what you need for a pistol build. I also like that it has a slightly flared mag well here, and I like the generous trigger well for gloved fingers, go right in there. Moving on back, the SBA3 brace, it was the new hottest when I pieced this together. I actually remember paying a slightly inflated cost because they were flying off the shelves when this was released. I like the rubber flanges here. They actually bend and give some give when you're going against body armor or different whatever you got going on there, so it's kind of nice. It keeps you AR pistol legal, and so the length of pull that you need in order for that to be is 13.5 inches from the flat of the trigger to the back of the fully extended brace. The only issue I've had with this is this little plate here. When I slam this in all the way, sometimes that pops off. Don't know why. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Don't get it. The Magpul Mo K2 grip is awesome. It's more up and down, and so when you're using something short, it really has a much more ergonomical feel for my hand than the standard one that's more like this. And so when you're doing something short like this, it really does feel great, so I like that. The trigger is that LaRue 2-stage. I have the same one in my AR, have really enjoyed it. Here we have K&S anti-rotate bars. If you're shooting a full auto gun, rumor has it that the pins can walk out. I will never shoot this full auto. So these are just really tactical, to be honest. That's that. Magpul bad lever. I use Magpul bad levers. I like using that. I don't like the paddle. And I understand that there is the trade-off that it can snag on things, but I use them, I train with them, so that's what I do and I like it. Okay, moving on up. I went with a BCM 9-inch 300 Blackout upper. BCM was an easy choice for me because I'm a Wisconsin native, and BCM, they manufacture from the hometown I grew up in, so they make great product. My hometown, easy choice. I went with 300 Blackout in the 9-inch because the powder burn is pretty complete, really maximizing that shortness. Got a Surefire flash hider on the front. The one that came, the Bravo Company one that came with this was totally fine, but I knew I was going to put a silencer on this eventually, and I decided that I wanted them to be, it's going to be a Surefire, I think 7.62 mini that hopefully sometime next year I'll get, and so I just decided to get this gun ready to, with the flash hider to be able to put that can on it. The front sight is by ScalarWorks. It was actually a happy accident. I was looking for a good mount for the MRO. The mount is by ScalarWorks. I'll talk about that in a sec. But this was there, and what I really love about this is it's really tight, doesn't knuckle out real far. And as you can see here, I have a Surefire, just big, beefy dude that I've had forever, wanted to put it somewhere. And this tucks in close enough where I can just get it in there before, with this light moving up forward and just having enough space. Speaking of this M92 light, if you have a big old one and want to use it somewhere, maybe invest in a Haley Strategic Thorntail. That's what I have this mounted on. It really does tuck it in quite a bit. For years, I would use this thing just sitting off the side. It felt like it was, you know, so that's really great. We got the Surefire pressure switch up here held on with a zip tie and Ranger band. Moving to the back, I have a Griffin Armament rear sight. You can go see my video on that. It's really nice and little. It's the backup to the MRO by Trijicon. I wanted a light, fast, reflective sight. Knew this was going to be for short stuff, and so purchased an MRO. I put that on the ScalarWorks MRO mount, which is very lightweight, machined like a boss. Really enjoy that, very cool. For charging handle, went with Strike Industries. Charging handle, it was just a couple bucks less than BCM. I don't know why I know why. I bought it because I was getting the dust plate cover from them as well. The Strike Industries dust plate cover. The standard one is just fugly. It's got this ugly looking bar that comes out, and the AR we can do better than that. And the Strike Industries dust plate made of aluminum does do that. It's really nice. It has, you know, a good seal around there. The charging handle has a lip back here to catch gases. I guess if you shoot suppressed, the gases can come back that way. I don't have a Canton yet, so I can't say whether that's true or not. For my sling, I think these are Magpul QD, and I'm using, what am I using? A VTAC 2-point sling. Things I would do differently, I think I would have gotten the Surefire War Comp instead. That's the one that has the built-in compensation on it. I think I would have done that rather than the straight-up flash hider. Also to be mindful with the 300 Blackout BCM with the bolt, it says that with the ejector you're going to want to put a small rubber O-ring underneath that. And you definitely want to use the H2 buffer. If you use an H3 buffer when you're doing subsonic, I have not cycled well, so get an H2 buffer for the back here. Yet again, with the increased pressure of a can, maybe you can get away with using an H3 buffer, but BCM actually says that their upper at 9 inch is made to be used with an H2 buffer with an O-ring underneath the ejector thing. The ejector thing, that's so technical. Sorry guys, sorry. I'm not a gun guy. I'm just a guy who likes guns, okay? All in all, I really enjoy shooting this. This has been my go-to gun for this season. I'm looking forward to putting a lot more rounds through it. This blaster has earned a spot in my safe, my very small safe, that does not have room for much. So that's what it is. Well, that's all I got, and I really hope this helps you out. As always, ride fast, shoot straight, and we'll see you next time. So go ahead and throw a comment down there. What is your favorite AR pistol loadout?